Hi, fourth graders. I just wanted to hop on here and tell you hi and that I miss you. Today is March 23rd, and I know it's Kipton's birthday, so happy birthday, Kipton. I wish that we could have all celebrate with you, but hopefully when we get back to school. So I know that some of you might have heard that we probably won't go back to school until after April 17th. So what that means is um, that I won't see you in person until then. And to be honest, at this point, I don't have any other further information on how we can continue our learning together. But my plan is to make these videos and to set up a classroom Flipgrid so that we can still communicate, and that if you have any questions or wonderings, that you can still contact me through the computer. If you know that someone in our class that doesn't have computer access, I am planning on writing or calling those students just to keep a check on them. So if you know someone that I don't already have information about, just let them know that Mrs. Snow will be reaching out to them. So I want to get started by just reminding us of all the awesome things that is available to us as far as when it comes to learning. So the first thing I want to show you, and this is something that I have newly discovered because since the libraries are closed, I found that if I were to go, I have a Kindle, okay, and if I go to the library website, and here I'll pull it up on my computer. So if I go to the Poudre River Library website, and it says that they're closed, but if you go to the next one, it talks about all these applications of online reading. And I know that you guys have heard me talk a lot about Hoopla, which is right here. You can listen to or download ebooks or listen to audiobooks or music and everything on Hoopla. So I really love that app. But a new one I have been learning to love is this Overdrive Instant. And so if you click on the Overdrive, you can download any books that you want. So I'm going to search for Restart, which is a book that I just finished over spring break. Oh, and there it is. And you can see that I have it borrowed. If the book is unavailable, it will say waitlist. So I have this borrowed and I can click on it. And if I don't already have it borrowed, it would say borrow, and I would click on borrow. And so now here's all of my books that I can access on my Kindle. Now, if I don't have a Kindle, that is okay. What I can do is I can go back to the books, the ebooks, and in the filter, I can ask for the book as a PDF. So I know, okay, so this one's available. So I'm going to choose Bernard Pepperlin, and I can hit borrow, but I could also look to see, and it will give, and I can borrow it however many days I want. Let's say I want it for 7. I'll borrow this book, and I can see that this book is an audio book, which is awesome. So I can download the PD, I can download it or listen to it now. Okay. The same would go for when it comes to borrowing books. You can download it as a PDF. So just so that you do know that that option is available for you when it comes to reading books through the library, which I think is awesome. Now, I want us to remember how to get onto Google Classroom. So I'm going to sign out of all of my accounts. So I'm going to walk step by step along with you to get onto Google Classroom. So if I were to go to Google, Okay. And up here, it says sign in. I'm going to come up to this sign in button and I'm going to sign in. And though my account is already here, let's say your account, you haven't logged into your home computer before, so you're going to go to use other and you're going to type in your account. So that would be your number at psdschools.org. Okay, and then you're going to hit next. Now I just made up that, see, so they couldn't find that Google account, so I just made that up. But when they, I'm going to put in my school email, K Schnell at psdschools.org. And then it will take me to the PSD account. You might have to put in your number and your password many times. Now remember, your number is your login number for everything, and your password is your password for everything. So that 4-digit code, and then your first initial, last initial, first initial, last initial. Okay, so mine is already saved onto this computer, so I'm just going to log back in. And do I want to stay signed in? Yes, just because I don't want to get taken out. And so there I am. And as soon as I see like either my picture or my initial up here, that's how I know I'm signed into this account. And you can see if you hover your mouse, it says what account you're logged into. So if you're logged into your parents' account, they won't be able to access, right, this. So I'm going to come up to this little array. I'm going to click on that array, and right here it says classroom. So I'm going to click on classroom, and here are all the classes I am in. Okay, so you might have more classes like Mrs. Schnell has, but we are all in Mrs. Schnell's class. So I'm going to click on Mrs. Schnell's class. Again, for parents, this is our classroom code. So if your student is not remembering what their lunch number is, if you have a Google account, you can log into my Google Classroom with this code. And if you need help to log into Google Classroom and how to add a class, just email me and I can send out another video about that. So I haven't yet, but I'm going to be posting a Flipgrid just as a tell me about your spring break. And so I'd love to hear how your spring breaks have been. And so I'll be posting that here and any other information as time rolls out. But this is how we can get onto our Google Classroom. And this is how I'm primarily going to communicate with students if we do turn to a more virtualized learning atmosphere. I will also be using a lot of Flipgrid, which I will be posting the link in our Google Classroom to get to, but I can also post that as far as through an email. So I just want to show parents what Flipgrids are. So this was one of the Flipgrids that we did, theme to feedback Flipgrid. And so Mrs. Schnell, put this up. And if I were to, for me, I have to go to instructions, but for students, it should just pop right up. And right here is the link, and I have some instructions here. So I will click on the link. And again, you'll have to log in 100 million times because that's what we do. So you'll log in, and then here's our flip. And so it will look a little bit different than this, obviously. But in this case, students were expected to see if they hear all the details in the first body paragraph and the second body paragraph. And then here are all the videos that the kids did. And then they had their partners up here give them feedback on what they needed to work on or what they did well. So that's what is just a great way that we can communicate at our own pace and not have to be live. Lastly, I would like you guys to know that as information is given to me, I'll refer that to you and your parents just so that we're all on the same page. One, I want you to know that I care about you deeply. I know you guys know that. And I miss you. Obviously, I spend a lot of my day with you, so I miss you a lot. And that I'm excited for this opportunity to learn in a new way. I know you guys might not know this about me, but I got my master's degree through online learning, so I'm very excited to kind of pursue this new way of learning and growing. And I think that in these times that it's such a great opportunity for you to really take ownership in your learning. And so I know that I have some bakers out there. I know I have some amazing mathematicians out there. I know I have people who are really interested in World War II history out there. So take this time to really take hold of your learning and to learn what you want to learn, because Mrs. Schnell's going to tell you right now, you don't get opportunities like this every single day. And so if you want to learn more about a subject, I want you to have all that freedom in the world to do that. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out through the Flipgrid or through email. Remember, my email address is kschnell@psdschools.org, and I will be checking that twice a day. I'll be checking it once in the morning around 6 a.m. and then a second time towards the evening around 4 p.m. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, and I can't wait to experience this new adventure with all of you. Have a great day. So I'm going to sign in. By the way, I'm doing this on, I'm filming this video on March 20th, but I think this is a very fun Google Doodle. So if you're interested in learning, I learned so much about the guy who invented like the importance of washing hands. It's fascinating. So sorry about that tangent.